All right, folks, thanks for your patience. I had to set everything back up again because I had a gig the other night and had to take all the gear, pedals and everything. So, and there's always that moment of like, wait, how do I set this up again? But anyway, thanks for waiting. What bass should I play? What do you think? What bass should I grab? Obviously, I've been playing a lot of 6 string lately. Um, should I play a 5 string? Should I get a 4 string? What do you think? Upright bass? Come on, why don't you let me know? While I have a few sips of my coffee here. Oh, I also know what I have to do. I need to get the sound going here for the bass. So right on time. Gil, how you doing? We got Michael Anthony. I saw Brandon. I see Milan. Um, I'll tell you what. Since I've been playing a lot of 6 string lately, I'm gonna grab a 4 string P bass with flat wounds. Let's do the total opposite, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So my 1974 Ibanez P bass. Let's make sure we got some sound here though. Can you all hear? Let me know if you can hear the bass. I want to make sure. I see the levels on my end. Turn up the gain. All right, there we go. And since it's a passive bass, we'll just put a little more juice on it. Got that P bass throatiness to it. Although there's a little. Get some juice here. See all these vintage basses they got. You need to kind of finesse them a bit. And the strings that I'm using on this the DR Legend flat wounds, and so they're really nice. And I plan to just let these strings stay on this bass like forever. You know? A little higher action on this than my other basses, but here, let's have a look. I tell you what. So let me just catch up on the chat here. Let me just see. And yeah, you know, I will play some upright bass a little later. I will, for sure, because I played some upright bass on my gig the other night, and it was incredible, and I did a little bit of work on it, so it's actually playing really nicely as well. Cleaned the strings, so the bass is playing way better. So I will definitely do that. I will have to change the microphone, but we can do that at some point. But yeah, I'll play this bass, you know, for now. I can try some of the other ones. But folks, how you doing? Nice to see you on here. Another little late start, but hey, better late than never. And I'm glad you could be here. Just kind of a little. I had to reset everything because, you know, I took the gear to a gig, so it was still kind of sitting in cases and all wound up. So just make sure everything works. Let's see what's going on here. Gil is asking, you know, can you give an idea of what to play on E flat, a walking bass pattern in E flat? Sure, absolutely, yeah, no worries. Michael Anthony is saying play a 3-string bass made out of a cigar box. Well, what about those? Do you remember? I remember when I was a kid. My dad made me a like a T-chest bass. So the broomstick handle, some rope, and with a big box, you know, and then you pull the tension of the broomstick, and that changes the pitch. You know, it was cool. I loved it, man. You know, it was a lot of fun. And I think that probably, in a way, kind of started the whole like, oh man, maybe I should play upright bass. You know, when I was a little older and also physically bigger to play that, then obviously when I was 13 is when I started playing upright bass. So yeah, but yeah, I'll play something in E flat. Who else we got? Yeah, Phil Mo bass. How you doing, man? And yes, thank you. It's a really nice sweater. My wife actually picked this up for me. So any of the sweaters or like cool like jackets that you see me wearing, that's my wife's doing. She gets all that for me. She is the one who has the eye for seeing what I could look good in, I guess. So yeah. Let's see. Brandon Clark, how you doing, man? And yes, Michael, I do have an endorsement with DR, and I have for a few years now, actually. Really great people, great company, and incredible strings. I'm really enjoying them. So yeah, I'm really happy. So yeah. All right, walking in E flat. All right. So now this depends on, okay, what just like in any key, what is the chord quality, right? So in this case, let's look at, all right, if the chord is a dominant 7, E flat dominant 7, right? So there's a few different ways I can go about this, and maybe just for the sake of this, I might play with some drums, just some time, just so you can hear. it in context, and also it's better this way. So I'm gonna use the feel book here, but I'm gonna mute the bass and the piano and just have the drums only. That way we have some time to play along to. So for E flat 7, you know, obviously we've got our chord tones, right? We got the E flat, G, B flat, and a D flat, right? So 1, 3, 5, dominant 7. But then we can also use the other tones, right? Which obviously is going to be very pentatonic in that sense. But then we can also use chromaticism as well. And approach tones or also enclosures, right? So just with some time, I'm going to just play. Alright, so just over E flat 7, alright? So here we go. And actually, it didn't start in the place where I wanted it to, so alright, let's start here. Alright, so what am I doing? What am I doing, right? Good question. So a few things. So I'm utilizing, right, the important chord tones in E flat dominant 7. The chromaticism that I'm using is whether I'm going to be doing some walk ups or walk downs. So the first line that I played, I started off by going 1, 3, 4, sharp 4 to 5, right? So walking up to the 5, right? And then I can do the same thing on the next string, you know, where I start on the 6 and walk all the way up to the 1, right? Or in this case, you know, the 8, however you want to look at it. So the pattern I had was I went, right? And that's a 2-measure phrase right there. And you can hear how it completes itself, you know, and because I'm using the same idea of using chromatics. Now then, what about going down, right? Because we're kind of creating this shape of where we went, right? So we want to, like, then how do we shape it to go down? So I'm not necessarily going to go like this. You know, that kind of just sounds a little too out of the box. There is a time and place to use it, but I'll do this. So when I descended, right, so I started on the high octave here, and I went down to the dominant 7, then 6, flat 6 to the 5, right? And then from there you just go. right? You just step down. So that's one way of looking at it, right? If you want to use some chromaticism. Another way that I think is really effective as well is using the 1 and 5, and that's really it's good that you bring that up, Michael. So this is the thing with the 5th, all right. The 5th is so important when you're playing a lot of chords. All right, it's a really great stepping stone that you can use in any kind of bass line, especially for playing 1/5 octave. Right, we've all heard that somewhere, right? 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 So that's the thing. So which one, real quick, Michael, which volume is low? It's the overall volume, you're saying? Let's see if I can do something about that. Because I haven't changed any settings. Turn up, man. The other thing too is if I turn up the main output here, then I start to get distortion on the output and on the stream. So that's the thing. I could probably, let's see, add just a few dB more overall. We'll see, but I don't really want to go more than that. So let's just try this. So that's the thing, is that 1/5 an octave, or just 1/5, really is so versatile and can be used anywhere. And the cool thing with the 5 being that stepping stone, and of where, like, yeah, you can go to the octave or you can go to the 7th, and depending what chord you're playing, whether it's either a dominant 7 or a minor 7, or if you're playing a major 7, right? And then what's cool is that you can go from the 5th, you can go up to the 9th. So that's why the 5th is definitely a great pivot point. Now, just make sure when you are playing over a chord that has a flat 5 in it, that you play a flat 5. All right, don't play a perfect 5th over that. You want to or if you're playing a chord that has a augmented 5th, right? A sharp 5, play the sharp 5. So those things are really important. You want to make sure you're playing the correct 5th. But going back to, in terms of walking, how you can use the 1/5 approach. Well, here I'll play again with the drums, where we're just gonna play. I'm just gonna utilize more of the 1/5 kind of method, and utilize the different places I can go. So whether it's the 7th or the 9th or the octave. So here we go. All right. that's something that you can absolutely use. You wouldn't want to use it over the whole entirety of something, but it's something that you can utilize in conjunction with what I played first, using like some walk-ups, and then what I did there is an approach tone, is an enclosure, that is leading into the E flat. So essentially, if everything is E flat 7, it would be that kind of thing. So those are a few ideas that you can utilize. Is and look, a big thing of how did I develop my walking bass lines? Well, it was from trying to emulate what I was hearing on all these great records, right? And for me, one of the biggest ones was utilizing or listening to Kind of Blue, hearing what Paul Chambers plays, right? Especially on a tune like So What. And that was an easy one for me, especially back then, when just getting into jazz, because that was a modal tune being 2 chords, right? D minor to E flat minor, right? So it was really, I could hear when Paul Chambers was playing, the notes that are within the chord, but I could also hear the other notes as well, the chromaticisms, the enclosures, things like that. And so that was something that, and I really loved that. I loved, wow, the way that he can connect the chord and, go outside and then bring it back in. So that was a big thing. It was just listening and trying to play what I was hearing on these records. And for quite a while at first, I didn't understand what I was playing, but I knew that it sounded right. That was the thing. And it was only until, like later on when I started getting more serious about theory and all that and understanding modes and chords, arpeggios, that I could understand what I was playing, and continuing to transcribe other bassists, Ron Carter, Ray Brown, Charlie Hayden, Eddie Gomez, like, figure out, Reggie Workman, cast like that, figure out what it is that they were playing and how they're utilizing this over a tune. I didn't learn like the typical, there's, this formula or whatever for doing. No, it really started with trying to emulate what I was hearing. I knew, and this is the thing that I knew, like that was in a walking bass line, was that, okay, we're playing quarter notes, right? And that there is this kind of pattern going on. Like this kind of chromatic doon doon doon, and that's why I loved it, because it meant that I could just literally just play all over the fingerboard. And I think the thing that that gravitated me towards it was the feel, right? It was the groove. That's what drew me towards it, and especially with playing jazz, was that connection between the bass and the drums when supplying the time. So that was a big deal for me. There are great, and I would say, like, for anyone who's wanting to get into walking bass and understand it more, you really got to listen to these great records. And I mean, go back to like the 50s and 60s, right? Those are some of the greatest bass lines ever recorded. Just so musical, so in the groove, and just the choice of notes that these cats were playing. It's just absolutely phenomenal. That's where it happened for me, in being able to play this music. And then have a good, develop your understanding of chord tones. And also tunes as well, repertoire, so that you have so that you have an understanding of how to apply this. You have tunes to apply this kind of thing. So yeah. So and that's a good question, Gil. So yeah, you want to do it on the first fret, so like an upright bassist? Absolutely. You know? You can absolutely do that. So, and you know, a little later, I'll jump on the upright, and I'll play some upright, play some tunes, on the upright. But yeah, that is essentially, and just know that, like, yes, we talked about playing an E♭7, but this can be utilized and applied in any chordal context, right? Any kind of tune. Maybe I'll just walk over a tune, right? Maybe the tune that I was just playing. I was just playing. It was actually Fee Fi Fo Fum, Wayne Shorter. Yeah, so mute the bass and we'll throw the piano in. Yeah, you know, it's fun playing it on this bass too. You know, kind of makes the think a little differently too, in terms of the sound and obviously the range as well. I gotta figure out what that is. That's in the back there. I don't know. It's vintage, man. It kind of adds to the vibe. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. If you're just joining on, we've been talking about some walking bass, and I'm playing here on a P bass. This is my Ibanez 1974. It's called the Lawsuit series because I think it's kind of explanatory why it's called that. But this is just an exact copy of a Fender P bass, but from 1974, and it's incredible. It sounds really good. I've got the DR flat wounds on here. This bass definitely, I don't know the story behind this bass, I really don't, but it definitely has some serious, real kind of fat, kind of punchy sound. When I got this bass, it was in absolutely unplayable condition. And I got it to be a project bass. And you know how sometimes that goes. Either you do it or you don't. And I didn't. It just sat in my closet in a case for like 10 years. I hadn't even had a chance to play it, and I took it to eventually I took it to Ibanez in LA at the custom shop there when I was getting some of my other basses, just getting a tune up, and I said, can you are you able to get this back into playing condition? And they said, let's see what we can do. Let's have a look. So a few months later, I got the bass back, and it was in playing condition. And I was like, oh, cool, man. So I'm super thankful to the cats at Ibanez for doing that. Overall volume is a little low, huh? So just on overall everything, huh? Interesting. Wonder why that is. You know how sometimes it does that. A little lower. Let's have a look. Why that could be. I mean, I haven't touched anything. I swear I did. I haven't been messing around with the settings. And now you are hearing everything through And you cats could hear the track, right? When I was playing the track. Steve Weingart, Mr. Weingart, how you doing, man? Limit, compress, expand, squish. And you're hearing everything direct, so that's not the problem. Well, yeah, I mean, it could be just as simple as just turning things up, which I can do. All right, let's crank it up. So I'll turn. I know, right? Yeah, Steve, good to see you, man. I'm glad it's probably like real late where you are, but I know some of the other cats like is in the middle of the night. Folks, Steve Weingart, one of the greatest keyboard players ever. Should I play a Steve Weingart tune on the P bass? Should we see if I can do that? All right, I've turned that up to. Let's see if I. How about now? I turned up everything by like 20%. So it should be better now. So it should be better. Let me know if there's distortion on your ends, you know? Yeah, let me see if I can play a Weingart tune on the P bass. That could be kind of cool. Let's see. I'm just trying to remember the name of the tune. Steve, what's the name of the tune that goes the one that kind of almost like reggae shuffle kind of thing. What's the name of it? What's the name of that one? Oh, Night Visitor, right? Yes, thank you. All right, I just got to find the chart. I know I have the chart here somewhere. Slightly distorting. Okay, what's slightly let me know what is slightly distorting. Was it the bass or is it the is it my microphone? Because I can turn the microphone down. Obviously. Oh, no, wrong. So let's see. And I do recommend that you listen with some good speakers or headphones, so you can hear the, better sonic nature of this all, So the bass is distorting just a touch. Yeah, I could bring that down a bit. All right, so I'm going to try and play this tune on the P bass. And this was written on this track originally. The great bassist Jimmy Earl plays on this track, and he used a 5-string, probably his Warwick 5-string bass on this, most likely, because whenever he's played like a 5 or a 6-string, I've only really seen him with that. Maybe in the early 90s with Electric Band Number 2, he used a Ken Smith 6-string. But nowadays he's just I've just been seeing him use those Fender Jazz bass, this 4-string, the 70s Fender Jazz. So anyway, let's just play. Let's just play. All right. few little kind of clams in there, but kind of fun playing it on this bass. I wouldn't typically do it on this kind of bass, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny how it happened. I do want to try something though, so I'm gonna bring out the upright. Since we have Steve here, I'm gonna play another tune of his, but on upright. A tune that I only played it on electric. What do you think, Steve? Should I play Village on upright? Should we give it a go? What do you think, man? Yeah, I'm gonna do it because I'm curious now too. I just have to change a microphone, so please feel free to just talk amongst yourselves while I do scene changeover. Yeah, I'll get a coffee. The other thing that you can do while I change the microphone is you can like and subscribe here to my channel. You can also, down in the description box, check out the links to my resources here at Bass with Benjamin. Also, in that time, especially you, Michael, I challenge you right now, man. In the time that I change over, I challenge you to sign up for that program you keep threatening to do. Now's your time, man. Get your coffee, sign up, and we'll be good to go. So, all right. Now I changed to a microphone. I have to change to this one, a little larger diaphragm microphone. That's going to be better for the upright. So, excuse me while I unplug this. Check, check, check. All right, so this is a more sensitive microphone. What's your question, Steve? All right. All right. should be up and running. Let's tune up. All right. So what's your question, Steve? I'm not a bassist, so it might be a goofy question. When are your questions not goofy? I'm just kidding, bro. No, I love it. Curious why you changed your positioning on the solo release section. You were playing the C on the A string, then switched to the E string. What's behind that? Yeah, no, that's a great question, actually. And this is coming from a keyboard player, folks. Come on, see, he knows what. So he knows, you know, the notes on the bass. All right. So the reason why I would do that is because for tonal reasons, or also there's some notes that I want to access in that same position that are going to be on the G string, right? So now obviously I'm on this, but it's the same tuning, right? So I want to be able to go up here, right? And which I can't do here. So that would be the reasoning behind doing something like that. Now, if I was playing the 6th string, then sure I could do it here as well. But I would probably still do it over here on the E string because of the tone. That's why. That would be the sole reason why. All right. So I hope that's helpful. So right now, the way you're hearing my upright, yeah. So the way you're hearing the upright is, so mainly the microphone, and I've got a little bit of the pickup, the DI. And the pickup I'm using, I'm gonna send this through the ceiling. You can see over here, this thing here. So it's called the David Gage Realist pickup, and it's got these piezo crystals that's embedded in this kind of foil element. And it sits underneath the bridge foot on the E string side, and so that picks up the vibrations of the body. Right now, this is, and for a long time, the Realist pickup has been one of the most popular go-to upright bass pickups because it is a more natural sound. It doesn't have a lot of top end, and for a lot of players like myself, we kind of prefer that. We don't really like to have a lot of treble going on. And I think, you know, it's because before this pickup came along in the late 90s, a lot of people were using the Underwood pickups or the Bacchus Berry ones. And so, and they had a very like real kind of, you know, not a great sound. So this was definitely quite a breath of fresh air. And when you mix it in with the acoustic element of the instrument, it's really nice. So live, I'll do a mix of microphone and the pickup. That way, I'm getting a bit of both. And generally, the person who's mixing front of house, they'll use the microphone for most of the top end and use the pickup to get more of the fundamental. That's what it is. And so I'm kind of just doing that. I'm kind of doing that right now. Just and just so you can hear, this is what it sounds like without the pickup. If I put in the pickup, it's real subtle. And you need to listen with some headphones or really good speakers. Now if I was to take out the microphone, that's what it sounds like without the microphone. So the microphone is the main source, right? Because this is an acoustic instrument. It has to be the main acoustic sound that's driving the whole thing. Anyway, let's play one of Steve's tunes, Village, which is on upright, which is going to be interesting because I've never played this on upright. And usually I do like a lot of chordal kind of things, which is probably not going to happen on this. So it'll force me to approach this tune a little differently, which is good. Where's the mic is plugged? Oh, where is the mic plugged into? So the mic is actually just going direct into the audio interface right now. Right? That's what's happening. It's going direct. And that's usually it's just kind of straight up, you know? All right, let's see. on that. Doing it on the upright. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. It's just it makes you just play and think differently, you know. It just makes you because you're using a different instrument, but the role is totally the same. You know, being a bassist, right? You just have a different tool. That's the cool thing. I want to try something. This may work or may not work. I want to try this on the upright. I want to see how this works out. Because I know this has a bit of, like, you know, thumping and popping on it, but hey, I'm curious. If this is what's wanted to try that. You know, what would it sound like playing that on upright? I'm kind of curious now for something. I know so I played this the other night on my gig. Hey, Sammy Leo, how you doing, man? Sammy was there. It was so good to see you, bro. Sammy's an incredible bassist. And so it was cool to see him there the other night, man. Thanks again, bro, for coming out. I'm curious as to how this tune is gonna play. I'm gonna dedicate this one to my wife because it's pretty funny. And of course, there's a Patitucci tune, but I want to play this on upright. See what I can do with it. Here we go. That also sounds great on upright too. I'm gonna ask. I have to ask Patitucci if he's played it on on upright. I'll have to ask him. I you know he would be able to. He would make it sound incredible. So I'm curious now. I'll have to send him a message after the live. Be like, hey man, have you ever played this on upright? I'm gonna play a Kenny Garrett tune. I'm enjoying playing some upright here. I just need to get the chart for it. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. It's kind of fun just playing here and just trying some stuff out on upright, and yeah, just I'm just having a really good time, and I hope you are as well. I need to find. Is that what it is? No, that's not it. I'm trying to find where the chart was for this tune. I know I have it in. No, I have it here somewhere. Oh yeah, is this it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I'm gonna play this Kenny Garrett tune. I'm gonna kind of just kind of swing a bit. Some up-tempo swing. Is it 2 pages? Yes, 2 pages. So this is from his album called Songbook, which is absolutely incredible. Jeff Tane Watts on drums, Kenny Kirkland on piano, Nat Reeves on bass. Just absolutely just swinging. This is like early 90s, I think this came out, early mid 90s. But I'm going to play this tune of his that's just an absolute burner called 2 Down, 1 Across. So, yeah, let's have some fun here. Play a little bit of jazz. Let me get the chart ready to go between screens here. That's a burning tune, man. I've played that a few times over the years with some cats. Always a real fun one to play. And what I love about this, especially when they would play it live, especially when when Kenny Kirkland was still around, they would absolutely they would push that tempo, especially with Jeff Tain Watts. They would, and that was happening during Kenny's solo, and Kenny was he would instigate that as well. They would just push that. It would be such an incredible thing. I mean, that was a real New York thing to do back then. With just pushing that pushing that tempo in that sense, which I absolutely loved. And that would be the same thing whenever I'd play with people like Terry Gully, who's like a protege of Jeff Tain Watts. We would play in Monkestra together. And when we would do some up-tempo stuff, he would definitely be on the front side of things, which was really cool. Another cat who would be like that would be Jonathan Pinson. Carl Allen is another cat. Steve, did you? I know you were really. I know we used to play a few tunes. Or I know we used to play that Kenny Garrett tune together. That what's it? Sing a song. What's it? Right. Did you ever see Kenny Kirkland play live before he passed away? Did you ever see him play? I know that because man, incredible. I know what I'm gonna play next. That is also great on upright. Get the tune for this. That chart. I'm going to play a Alan Holdsworth tune. One that was definitely very influential to a lot of people. If I can find the chart. Yeah, here it is. Yep. Oh, you're in an R&B, man. You guys opened for Sting? Oh, jeez. Yeah, when Kenny was in the band. So was that like with Omar and Daryl and all those guys and Branford? Man, that must have been incredible. I just want to make sure. I think this would be all right. Is that the Grief That Man? Alright, I'm going to play this Alan Holdsworth tune that actually does have upright on it. And the upright bassist on this track was actually, this is someone that Steve used to play with a lot, and you guys go way back. This is the late great Dave Carpenter on bass. So I'm going to play Alan Holdsworth's tune. This is an incredible tune called The 16 Men of Tain. And Steve and I, we used to play this a lot together too. So yeah. Hey Omar, how you doing? Yeah, no, of course. It's nice to play some upright. So here we go. The 16 Men of Tain. Here we go. That's right, yeah. Dave used to play with Kenny. That's right, they used to do some playing together, right? Yeah. Oh man. So there's a reason why these two tunes kind of segue, because of that connection. Interesting, right? 16 Men of Teen. Wow, that's such a great tune, and just has so many. It's quite a journey, right? Such a incredible journey that it goes through, and one that I've had such a joy playing, whether it's been on electric or a few times I've played it on upright, which is really cool. Yeah, no, this is so cool playing this, man. It really is. Um, and Omaza, so what instrument did you play first? So I started on electric bass first. When I started when I was 7 on the electric bass. And when I was 13, was when I started playing upright, and that's just because I was, physically capable of playing the instrument. So that's what that is. But I've always made my bass playing involve both instruments. I will say that I've definitely spent a lot more time with the electric in terms of developing my sound and my style, but I've always maintained the focus on both instruments, and that was a big thing in when I was living in Los Angeles. I was gigging regularly on both instruments, and ultimately, because of that, getting more work. That's one of the reasons of getting more work, because people wanted a strong upright bass player, and in addition to a great electric bassist. And a lot of people could tell if you were mainly one or the other. That was the thing, and there would be a lot of gigs and sessions I would do where they needed you to play both, but to play both really well, not a thing of like, oh yeah, I can kind of play upright and kind of just make it through the tune. No, it's like, no, you got to be able to throw down on upright as well. And the early influences for me in terms of the microphone, because I'm using this microphone right here. So that's why, in terms of the talking, so I gotta come down here, which I can do. I guess you're probably just only gonna see my head. Oh no, you can see me there. Hello. In terms of Stanley Clarke and John Patitucci were the first prime examples of bassists who are great doublers. The thing. Oh, it's because I've come down here. So those two cats were the guys who influenced me to really want to play both instruments and to play them well. That was the other thing. Then James Genus was another cat as well, someone who plays both really well. It's just always been something that's, as a bassist, doing both instruments was always a big deal. And something I love to do. And I love playing, the upright and the electric, and it's cool being able to have both instruments on the gig as well. So I did a gig the other night with my band, and we did a combination of things. It was mainly electric, but I played a few tunes on upright as well, and really got to take the time to feature the upright as well, which was really nice. And that's kind of how I like to do it. Whereas in the past, I've definitely done my own gigs, my own projects, where it's been mainly a feature of one or the other. So in Los Angeles, I had an electric band where it was only electric bass that I was playing, and then I had a jazz trio where it was only upright bass, because we were playing just more straight ahead acoustics. So a lot of Bill Evans tunes, a lot of Chick Corea, but the stuff from like Tones for Jones Bones, that that era. So it was nice to kind of mix a bit of both as well. I'm gonna play a few more tunes here, and then I think I might be done for today. Let's see. Speaking of Chick, maybe let's see if I can get through this tune. This is one I used to play a lot with Steve Weingart here as well. We used to have a lot of fun playing this. It has this long drum intro, which I'm gonna skip. Sorry, Dave. But hey, you know, it's all good. I'll just get to a little bit of it because he kind of sets it up. And folks, I appreciate you hanging out. Again, please like and subscribe. Also, in the description box, the links to my bass resources. So courses, if you want to take a one-off lesson with me, or join my bass mentoring and coaching program, where we can work on absolutely anything that you are trying to achieve as a bassist. Any level. For example, it could be like, hey, maybe you're a bassist and you've been playing bass for quite a while, and maybe you want to learn how to play upright. So we can, and I'm doing that with a few of my students, which is really fun. So we can work on upright, or it could be vice versa. You know, maybe you're mainly an upright player, but you want to get your electric chops up. We can do that as well. So that's an example of the many things that we can do. If you study with me in my bass coaching and mentoring program. Michael Anthony's like, light a match. No, I'm not going to play light a match or got a match. I played that the other night. I've been playing that tune a lot, as a lot of you know. If you look at the last 5 live streams, I've definitely been playing that, mainly for practice sake. But I'm going to give that a little break now. So we played that the other night on my gig. We finished the whole gig with that. I'll post a few clips of it, and we ended up playing it faster than it ended up being faster as well. But we did it. It didn't train wreck or anything. It actually was swinging, and it was burning. And when we got to those unison lines, we were like, "Oh my God, here we go!" And we pulled it off. It was a lot of fun, and it was pretty funny as well. Like, I mean, it was ridiculously fast, but we no one fumbled. You know, so it was pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna play this tune. It's Chick Corea, Humpty Dumpty. Before I say, I'm just saying, Andres, how you doing? Nice to see you. If you're a guitarist, can you sign up? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to. So this is the thing. I'll say this. Yes, it's a bass. Obviously, this is centered for helping people with bass playing. But if you're a guitarist, maybe you want to learn some bass, you can do that. Also, if it's a thing, if you wanted to also learn more, theoretical or like jazz kind of concepts and my certain approach to improvisation or just ensemble playing, so that you can apply it to your instruments, absolutely. You absolutely can sign up as well. So, because this is the thing, like I work with bassists, but I work with other musicians as well. And I really like to put a lot of things into perspectives of other instruments, so that it's music at the end of the day, right? So yes, to answer your question, Andres, yes, if you're a guitar player, which you are, absolutely you can sign up. So please, would love to work with you. All right, Humpty Dumpty, here we go. Oh, Humpty Dumpty, and especially that tempo, man, that is brutal. Patitucci, man, he would just shred that. But that's whenever I've played that, we would do it a little more slower, kind of more like the original. We'd do it that, and it's a little more doable for me. Well, if I was more, I mean, when I was young, I used to be able to like also just be blowing at those tempos on upright as well. If I practiced more of that lately on upright, I'd be totally fine. Because I had it for a little bit, and then I was like, and then I definitely was like, okay, yeah. So it's definitely an endurance kind of thing for sure. But hey, you know, it's all good. I'll play one more tune here, folks. You've been so great. I really appreciate you all. It's really great to see a lot of you here. Oh, Michael, thank you so much. So kind of you, sir, once again. I appreciate you. And all of you cats here. Omar, good to see you. Semi. Oh, man. Yeah, dude. It was pretty insane, right? When we were in the drum solo, and I was realizing, oh man, I was looking at the sax player, JY, and I was like, oh, and we got to play that line, and we're kind of fast. Hey, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. That's what it's gonna be, and it worked out. It really did. And those cats, they played so. They played incredibly well. So I had Joe Capteen on keyboards. You know, he brought up he played there. There was a grand piano there. He played that, and he brought up a Fender Rhodes, and he brought some sort of mono synth. I think it was a Korg. It was like from the 80s. I mean, it sounded incredible. He used that. J.Y. Lee, incredible sax player. He played alto and he played soprano as well. And he was also using a bunch of effects too, which was so cool. He was getting some really wild sounds. So he played so well. Max Crook on drums, just swinging, grooving, you know. It was a really great band, you know. And it sounded great in there as well. I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I know what I'm gonna play. All right, I'm gonna finish with this tune. This is actually a really nice one. This is actually a Beatles tune, but this is got Herbie Hancock's treatment to it. He did an album back in the mid '90s called The New Standard that featured Michael Brecker on sax, John Scofield, Jack DeJohnette on drums, Dave Holland on bass, Don Elias on percussion. I mean, it was a serious band, and they did this really great album. It was Herbie's thing called The New Standard, where he took all these different pop tunes and just put some treatment on them, right? And I really love this version of Norwegian wood that he did, made it into like a nice, beautiful waltz. And Dave Holland took this this beautiful bass solo on it. And this is a tune that I studied, and I even transcribed and played it with a bunch of groups over the years. But I'm gonna finish the live stream with this because this is nice. After playing all those like up tempo tunes and all that, like fusion and all that, I'm gonna play with this nice, beautiful waltz right here. So. Okay, let's go. Wow, such a beautiful version of that tune, right? Just, oh man. And some incredible changes. I mean, it's kind of challenging soloing over those changes, but it's so typical Herbie as well. Very signature, the type of changes that he has in there. Especially with a lot of those slash chords, a lot of the, like for example, playing like a B flat, like a B flat major 7 chord. Sorry, like a B major 7 chord, but with a B flat in the bass. You know, that's the like things like that. But it's just incredible. So that was from his album, The New Standard, right? And Norwegian Wood. There's also really other great tunes on there that they play. So yeah, folks, I'm gonna call it a day, call it a night, call it a morning, wherever you are in the world. Again, I appreciate you all hanging out, so thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. It was nice to just play the 4 strings today. I started off on my P bass with flat wounds, and then ventured over to the upright here, which was actually really nice. It was nice to play on some tunes that I wouldn't typically play on upright, and just see how that would sound, which was a lot of fun. And then just kind of just jam some, just swing, play some up-tempo stuff, play a nice waltz, that kind of thing. And you know, I will say, so it's really important that you get your instruments in good playing condition, and also keep them maintained as well. And there are things that you can do yourself in order to keep your instruments maintained, whether it's an upright bass or bass guitar. Cleaning them and just checking for any movement, like with the truss rod. Sometimes the bridge saddles will also move as well over time. So making sure that the instrument is still playing very well, keeping things clean, especially like from dust and all that. It's really important. That way your instruments can be playing the way you need them to play, and for a long period of time. And whenever you can, just get like a once over, from a professional. I don't mean like, just from some sort of big chain music retailer. Depending if they have a good reputation of doing good work and setups on your instruments, definitely take it to someone who has a really good reputation and knows their stuff and does really good work on the instruments. So things like getting the frets dressed, or on an instrument like this, getting the fingerboard kind of just cleaned up, making sure the sound posts and the bridge are where they need to be, things like that. And it'll keep, and when you have an instrument that is playing nicely, it inspires you to play more and to play it as well. And that's how I'm feeling with my instruments, especially with the upright right now. I did a few tweaks on the bridge about a week ago, to where it is just now I've figured out really that nice sweet spot, especially with these strings. And so the tension and the playability of it is really nice. It doesn't require a lot of effort to get a good sound and to be able to play the things I want to play, so which is really cool. So this could be just your reminder right now. If you need to get some work done on your instrument, please do. All right. But of course, have fun, enjoy playing your music, playing the music you want to play. Listen to the music you want to play, and with the musicians that you want to play with. All right. And again, anything I can do to help you with your bass journey, please reach out. Again, links are down below to my courses. Take a lesson with me or join my bass coaching mentoring program. And it's all one-on-one. It's not a group session. You're dealing directly with me. And everyone is unique. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's specifically what your goals are in mind. And the only thing I ask for, that when you join up, is that you show up with an open mind, an open heart, and you be honest with yourself and with me, and you practice, and really just let your inspiration and enthusiasm and passion for music really just blossom through, and that's what I'm here to help you with. Okay, even if you join up in the program and you're at that point where like, I feel uninspired and I feel stuck in a rut or whatever, let's get you out of there. Let's get you feeling inspired, feeling good. Let's get you in the direction that you want to go. So if this is something that you need right now, it sounds good, come join up. All right, I'd love to have you. All right, well, folks, that's it for me right now, and I appreciate it. All right, I appreciate you all. Be safe out there wherever you are. Please take care. All right, and I'll see you again next week. And yeah, we'll just do this again and see what happens. All right? Michael, I'm talking about you, man. Come on, get in there now, bruh. I challenge you. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. But I don't know. I want you to, maybe you'll prove me wrong. I hope you prove me wrong, Michael. All right, folks. See you soon. Take care.